Welcome, everyone. My name is Ann Morgan, and I'm going to be hosting tonight's meeting along with Ann Glesner and Faye Germain. So welcome, everyone. Welcome new members and visitors. And we want to thank you all for joining us tonight and thank the folks. They're up in that camera there. Thank you all for joining us virtually. We appreciate your virtual presence. It's important to us. And so I'm going to try to move the screens. There we go. All right, here's our agenda for the night. We are going to hear some great presentations and we're going to vote and have a business update. And we also are going to get an update from Sherry Muchler on the Lakeshore CAP Cradle to Career program. And we'll do our drawing for next quarter and announce awards. We'd like to thank Spot. Yenny from Spot has been with us from day one, walked up to me and said, "What do you need?" Oh, wow. I'm like, I don't know, but thank you. So anyway, she's been fantastic. So we really are thankful for her. And we handed out some great stickers and there's coupons, prints back there that you can check out. So thank you, Yenny. And we'd also like to thank the Door County Community Foundation. We kind of have a unique system or arrangement with them, and they help facilitate our payment processing. So a lot of people pay by credit card, and that's been a great thing for us. So thank you to the foundation. Our mission is to connect like-minded women to make a meaningful contribution to our local community. And supporting that are our core values, which can best be remembered by community first. And I encourage you to look at the website because we have expanded upon each of those values, and they've really guided us as we've grown. And wow, have we grown. So thank you for those. Okay, so tonight, we're going to hear from our presenters, and we're about lifting each other up. We're about lifting the community up and one another. And so I encourage you to listen attentively and give them a big round of applause. They're up there talking about something they're passionate about and want to share with you. So with that, I would like to introduce our first speaker tonight, Joan Cram. She's going to present Unity Hospice Care of Door County. Oh.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joan Cram, and tonight I'm going to tell you about my nomination, Unity Hospice. Hospice is something that most people know something about and is important to myself and my family. 11 years ago, my dad was on hospice in his own home for the last 2 months of his life. And 5 years ago, my mom was on hospice in her memory care facility until she died. Hospice, by definition, is a program of care for the terminally ill that emphasizes pain control and emotional support for the patient and family at home, in a nursing home, or in a hospice facility. The benefit of hospice is that it focuses on the whole person, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, rather than just the disease, creating a better quality of remaining life. I was so thankful that hospice was available to my family, guiding us through an uncharted and difficult time. Unity Hospice is based in De Pere, Wisconsin, but any donation money tonight would be designated to Door County only. Unity has 17 care team providers and 11 volunteers who serve the Sturgeon Bay area, and they are the only hospice that serves Washington Island. They provide hospice and palliative care in patients' homes, hospitals, and nursing homes, anywhere a person calls home. Unity Hospice serves approximately 700 patients and their families each year in Door County, and last year served 340 through their grief support program that is available to anyone at no charge and is made possible through donations and grants. When a patient is given 6 months or less to live, they may choose to be put on hospice care. After evaluation, needed medical equipment and supplies are brought into their home. These might include a hospital bed, medicines, oxygen, wipes, gloves, masks, and other sanitary items. Care team members visit often to assist with bathing the patient and to help enhance their comfort and well-being. They routinely check on the patient's condition, answer any questions the family might have. Phone support with a registered nurse is available around the clock. A registered nurse will also provide symptom management and pain control while educating the family and patient on ever-changing care needs. Personalized goals are developed based on disease progression, needs, wishes, and lifestyle. Social workers provide emotional support and help with navigating various resources, including financial assistance, delivery, and grief counseling. In 2021, trained volunteers put in 225 hours of vigil sitting, companion sitting, and grief support for the families of Door County. Unity Hospice works with the family as to their wishes for when their loved one dies. They help to make a very difficult time easier on the grieving family. Support services are provided by Medicare and Medicaid, but what happens if someone does not qualify for either of these? What happens if one parent is on hospice and the other parent can't work because of their situation and they begin to fall short on paying bills? Or if they're so financially drained, they don't have enough money to buy food or other necessities. That is when community care from Unity Hospice comes in. It's available to anyone, ensures each person in our area is able to receive dignified, quality, end-of-life care, regardless of ability to pay. Unity Hospice also has a veteran-to-veteran program that partners veteran volunteers with Unity patients who have served in the military. The camaraderie created between veterans has proven to be supportive for all involved. Unity Hospice helps not only the patient, but the entire family. They have a program called Gifted Wishes that's similar to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It might be that a patient would like a family portrait taken, a family dinner, or even a cruise on the bay. Unity Hospice works very hard to fulfill these wishes. Being awarded the main dollar amount tonight would go far into ensuring that the community care program will be able to continue to fill these needs. The end of life is hard. It's hard for the person dying, and sometimes even harder for those left behind. Unity Hospice is there to support the patient and the family through a difficult time and hopefully make it a little easier. For someone to die in their own home is calmer and gentler, and a choice that many people want to make. Having personally experienced the wonderful work that hospice people do, I would love to have our 100 Women group help in easing the end-of-life struggle for some of our fellow Door County residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. You even had 40 seconds to spare. Excellent. Okay, so next up is Matt Baumler from Unity Hospice Business Development. Welcome to Matt, and he's going to field the 5-minute Q&A. So with that, who's got a question? Don't be shy. Yes. Gretchen, are you fielding questions? Oh, Anne had a, she's got. Okay, the 5 minutes has not started yet.
All right. Where did I see that hand? How much does Medicare reimburse you on a daily basis for your patients?
So Medicare does cover hospice at 100%. There are different rates a hospice patient can have, depending on their level of care. There are 4 levels of care to hospice. One is inpatient hospice, and that's when a patient requires hospice care in a hospital setting. Symptoms are so severe that they couldn't safely be managed at home. That rate is significantly higher than if someone were getting hospice care at home, which would be routine hospice. And I believe the daily rate for routine is $225 a day.
Gloria.
What percentage of your patients that you help are on Medicare versus not on Medicare?
What percent of your patients are on Medicare or not on Medicare and have to come up with their funding? Is that what I heard you say?
Don't quote me on this, but I would say a majority, I would say probably 80 to 90% are of Medicare age.
Yes. I'm repeating these so that people at virtually know what we're saying. What is your annual budget for Door County?
That I'm not sure what the budget would be for Door County. That is something I could talk to our billing department about, but that I'm not aware of what specifically for Door County the number would be.
Natalie. How will Unity Hospice use tonight's award?
There'd be several different ways. There are times when a patient isn't Medicare eligible, maybe a child, someone still working that has commercial insurance. We would check benefits, and there are times when insurance coverage does not cover hospice. So that's when we use our community care program. We also do gifted wishes, where we want to grant someone's last wish for that patient and family. And some of the examples Joan talked about, we help coordinate our social workers. We actually had one recently. Someone wanted an Elvis impersonator to come to her home. So we've been working on that one. So it's very interesting what the gifts might be. Some are very small, but very meaningful. So we use monies for our Gifted Wishes program. And then our veteran to veteran volunteer program. We do pinning ceremonies for patients. We provide a pin. We do veteran events at local nursing homes and assisted livings. We provide them certificates and thank them for their service. And we need money so we can put on events to support our veterans as well.
Natalie. What's the number of patients you had in hospice in 2021? Indoor County.
I have my sheet with me.
Okay.
Take a look. Well, it's approximately 700 patients in Door County.
I think there's a couple seconds left.
We've got time for another question after everyone's done with oohing and eyeing.
I think they're just taken by the Elvis impersonator.
That one was pretty cool.
What hospitals do you use? Do you use Door County Hospital for medical care?
Yes, yeah, we do have a partnership with the hospital, and there are times we do inpatient hospice there. And then in the Green Bay area, we do Bellin Hospital, St. Vincent Hospital, St. Mary's Hospital, Aurora Bay Care in Marinette, Wisconsin, and we also do in St. Clair's in O'Connell Falls, Wisconsin. So we have a contract with pretty much all the hospitals in our 13 counties we serve. Yeah, and those were the hospitals we partner with, but anything tonight would stay within Door County, correct?
All right, how about a big round of applause for Matt?
Thank you.
Okay, so next up, I think I can do the slide here, is Friends of Ephraim Gibraltar Airport. And here to present is Laura McDowell. Welcome to Laura. Big round of applause.
Hi all, I'm Laura, as you heard. I nominated the Friends of Ephraim Gibraltar Airport. 15 years ago, a group of 4 dedicated pilots and Door County residents organized this nonprofit. The organization set out 2 specific goals. They wanted to promote the airport as a unique opportunity for pilots from all parts of the country to come and experience Door County. And then secondly, they wanted to provide aviation opportunities to students of Door County. Within the first couple of years, the organization paid for 4 local high school students to attend the EAA Summer Workshop Program in Oshkosh. EAA, if you're not familiar, is the Experimental Aircraft Association. Anyway, 2 of these 4 kids, one of the participants who attended the program has now graduated from college and plans to enter the Air Force. Another participant graduated in December 2019 from Dubuque. He earned his BS in aviation management. He accepted a position in New York as an airport operations specialist, and he
continues to grow in his aviation career. And both of these kids started their aviation interest with the Friends of Ephraim Gibraltar Airport. Unfortunately, though, the aviation industry as a whole has declined in pilots. There was a 2019 study that was done, and they pulled flight operations leaders. 62% listed a shortage of qualified pilots. The root cause varies by region. An aging workforce forces pilots to retire at a specific age. Fewer pilots are exiting the military, and there's barriers to entry, including the cost of training. To get your pilot certificate is not inexpensive, which brings me back to the Friends of Ephraim Gibraltar Airport. Since its inception nearly many years ago, the nonprofit has expanded now to include 70 members, and those members contribute annual dues, and they contribute their time and talents as well. One of the programs they do is a summer free flight for kids ages 8 to 17 years old. This year's event is going to be held on June 4th. Kids get free airplane rides to try and instill an interest in airplanes and the whole aviation industry. Once the seed's been planted, the Friends have further developed 2 separate but complementary programs to continue the investment to give local students a start in the aviation career. They've got a sponsorship program. It allows the student an opportunity to obtain their pilot certificate. An application process includes a 5-member review. Students and their families are expected to contribute as they're able for things like headsets or books. At the present time, we've got 3 Door County students attending flight training at Pilot Smith at Austin Straubel Airport in Green Bay. All 3 students have a desire to pursue a career in aviation. The student cost to get the first level, if the student wants to become a commercial pilot, they need their private pilot certificate. And the cost for flight training is anywhere from $10,000 to $11,000. The Friends of Ephraim Gibraltar Airport have provided financial assistance for these students' initial training, but additional support is needed to see their completion through. We've also got a scholarship program that provides post-college education. They give the kids, the successful applicants get $2,500 with the opportunity to reapply on a yearly basis. Funding for both of these programs is 100% through donations. The majority comes from the members of the Friends, but this Women Who Care donation would also be used towards this scholarship and sponsorship program that they have. So that's what I'm passionate about. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Laura. And you were also 30 seconds shy. Excellent. Okay, so here to field all of your questions from the Friends of Ephraim Gibraltar Airport is Jim Black, who is the Vice President and Treasurer of the organization. So with that, who's got the first question for Jim?
Okay.
Don't all start at
This
once.
makes it real easy then, right? So,
I told him it wouldn't be hard to answer the questions, but we have to have some questions.
you know, oh, we got some great.
Karen.
So what is the route, if a student or a young person is interested, what is the route that they would take to become a pilot?
So if a student is interested, what is the route that they take to become a pilot?
Well, for their private pilot's license, which is the first step, they have to at least do 40 hours of in-flight training plus ground school. And most often the student doesn't complete within the 40 hours. I think the average hours is about 67 hours. It's a lot of time practicing maneuvers so you can get your private pilots. From there, they go on and get their instrument rating, then their commercial, and then they teach flying, and then they get enough hours to get a job in the industry. And it's the only industry I know of where people recreate doing what they do for a living. And I know there's some retired pilots in here, airline pilots. My friends who are airline pilots, they get off work from O'Hare, go home, and they fly their little airplanes. I did not read law on Sundays.
Yes, Gloria. What is the success rate of those who went through the program and actually becoming a pilot?
Well, I can say 100%, but we have a pretty small cadre right now. So but we have right now, we have one female student and she is just gung ho on getting her commercial and moving forward, become an airline pilot. And it's neat to watch these kids do it. It's a great career. And it's a career that is going to have a lot of opportunities for young people.
Natalie. How do young people learn about the programs available?
We are working with the high schools on their career days to make sure that we're there explaining what's available and from us and what's available in their career itself.
I saw a hand back here. Okay, it's a shared question from Maureen and Amanda. So this is a career that doesn't require a four-year college degree, correct?
That is correct. And it's an alternative to the standard academic. And it's quite challenging academically, but it doesn't end up with a BA necessarily.
Yes.
I know that to get all the hours in, it's can be very expensive. To be renting a plane and paying for the instructor and so on. So how do you support all those costs for them to take that first course?
So renting a plane is expensive. There's a lot of cost and training. So how do you support them with all of those costs?
That's where the donations come in, and we work with the kids to make sure that they're putting some of their own money into it. But for example, this girl's, we're putting in $6,000 so far toward her $10,000. Now we're going to expect in the next time she's going to have to chip something in, or her family is. So she has a little bit into the whole thing. But yeah, it's tough.
Natalie. How many of the young people go to the Air Force Academy?
As far as I know, only one. That's not something that's required for the career path. It certainly is a plus.
Yes.
I just wondered, a free fly day for the kids in the community. How many of them, that's the first time they've been on a plane?
When you do the free fly day for the children in the community, for how many of them it is the first time in a plane?
I would say most of them, and it's fun. It's fun. The Young Eagles Day is a lot of fun to see those kids with big smiles when they come off the airplane.
June 4th this year.
June 4th.
June 4th, know anybody, but yeah, free plane ride.
Time for one quick question.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So Bev tells us she has grandchildren who've taken advantage and enjoyed it immensely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, so last up is the Public Arts Initiative of Egg Harbor, and presenting for them is Lisa Van Lannen. Welcome to Lisa. Big round of applause.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about my nominee, the Egg Harbor Public Arts Initiative. The PAI, or Public Arts Initiative, is an all-volunteer group of about 8 to 10 board members and friends with a simple mission to help to develop, promote, and expand the public art experience in Egg Harbor. The organization formed about 10 years ago when Kathy Beck and friends were enjoying the view at our marina. And it was mentioned how nice it would be if the entire village itself could be a vehicle for public art. So that's how the group began. Since then, the Public Arts Initiative has advised and asked the village, has advised and assisted the village in identifying opportunities for public art within our boundaries. It works hard to facilitate rotating sculptures throughout the village from Wisconsin artists. Some of those pieces you can see outside the window at the Crest and across the street at the Peg Egan Performing Arts Center. But the PII work isn't limited to sculptures and paintings. We have ideas formed to invest in various mediums like sidewalk art, murals, gardens, hands-on projects, public fountains, water media for family fun, and they like to especially focus on informational and children's programs. We hope to one day establish a children's museum, perhaps in the blue building across the street on Orchard. PAI volunteers also work independently with the Crest and other county organizations. Right here at the Crest now, our exhibits are unveiled to the public 3 times a year. And currently in this building, it features visions of the Door County Land Trust, featuring photographs and mixed media art of 2 Wisconsin artists. The next exhibit in May will feature fabric art with the theme Running with Scissors. Yeah. To backtrack a bit, the PAI's first project began shortly after the group's inception 10 years ago. It was an ambitious project to celebrate the village's 50th anniversary, which was 2 years away in 2014. As many of you here might remember, that fantastic project involved 50 juried egg sculptures placed throughout the village. Most were located along State Highway 42 for the best visibility from the road. An estimated 2 million people enjoyed and appreciated those egg sculptures that summer. Some visitors told me they actually made a U-turn to stop and enjoy the collection. And then they grabbed a nearby map to tour the entire village. That's how I came to hear many of their stories. And everyone agreed that was a very happy summer in 2014. So not only was this group's goal met, that of bringing art to people where they are, it proved to be an economic benefit to the entire village. It illustrates the fact that public art provides a positive impact on communities. Public art is an investment. It supports economic growth and sustainability. It gives a sense of place and illustrates cultural identity and understanding. It supports the contributing artist. And most important at this time, it brings people together in a positive way. Due to COVID restrictions, the PAI has not been as active, excuse me, and we'd like in fundraising. What's more, major infrastructure road work will take place over the next 2 years on and along Highway 42. So projects might be on hold, such as sidewalk poetry, murals, and art that adorn structures such as benches and trash bins. With existing funds that are already dedicated, fundraising efforts will be stepping up for the first time on projects that we touched upon earlier. Plus, funds are needed for a 3rd extravaganza slated for 2024. A fresh extravaganza is scheduled every 5 years. But regardless of our budget, PAI volunteers are dedicated to spreading the joy of public art and bringing the shared experience it offers to everyone. Everyone, regardless of status of their age, income, or address. Even if that joy lasts for a passing moment of reflection, those moments are priceless. And thanks for listening to a brief outline of their story.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. And so here to field the questions is Kathy Beck. Welcome to Kathy. So who has a question for Kathy?
Yes, Mona. How would you use the funds?
Oh, I knew that would be the first question.
Good.
First of all, some of you I recognize, and I don't know if you recognize me, but I used to own the Dovetail Gallery, which was up the hill on Ian 42 for 22 years. So your faces look familiar, and it's nice to see all of you. The funds, we would probably start, because we're way behind of fundraising, of course, like a lot of people with COVID and everything, but would probably be to start our extravaganza. That would be a big part of it. And part of that extravaganza is to be community-wide, and for everyone who comes to visit, busloads and everyone else, is we want to incorporate with all of our sculptures that are here, plus all of the eggs that would be here, is some sort of a QR code. I'm not very good at computer talk, but some kind of a QR code. So when you went up to a sculpture like out here, you would get the story from the artist and you would learn more, because we're all about learning and we're all about teaching, especially the children and the families. And that's going to take someone to be able to do all that computer stuff and everything for us to probably hire someone to do that. So that would probably be the first way to spend it. And the eggs themselves, if you remember, I can't get my arms around them. And they're made in Sturgeon Bay. And then the metal stands are very expensive to do. So that would, I would say, would probably be the first place that we would use the money.
What are your traditional fundraising sources, or how do you traditionally raise the funds?
Most of it has been just a few donations, and extravaganza has been our biggest thing. It takes us nearly 2 years to plan it. It's going to be in 2024, we hope. It's a little iffy with this whole road situation and everything else, but I said to one of the gals, I said, you know, when the roads are under construction and they still have one lane, that might be perfect to make a smile come through. So we might be the joy of the village and the county of people getting from here to there to have them that year. So I think that is the biggest one that we've been able to do, and most of our funding. We do get donations from the village, is supportive of us and others, but definitely that's the big one.
Natalie. Do you sell the eggs to raise money?
Yes, the eggs, the artists actually have 6 months to create the eggs after they've been juried in. And then they are put out, we've always put them out on Memorial Weekend. And then about the second or third week in August, we have an auction, which we held here the last time. And we raised a lot of money for that. And so it's a live auction. It's fun. It's a grand evening with music and everything. And we'll be sure and let you know all about it. But yes, it's a great event.
Natalie.
Mhm.
Is the public art placed mainly in the downtown area?
We try to spread it out as much as we can so it's visible without people having to go too far off the road, because a lot of times what happens is we have some fun projects for the kids, like a map and to find their favorite egg and to learn about them. And we have grandparents that come back and said, that was the most fun afternoon when I took my kids to find egg number 1 and 2 and 3 and go all over. So we try to keep it here. And I'm sure because in the last couple of years and now what's going on out here, probably more will be on Church Street. But we do get support from the businesses who are even like the Landmark and places that, you know, are further away. But basically it's visibility for them.
Go back to, yes. Are the artists compensated for their work?
Yes, that began in 2014 because I'm an artist to begin with. And we're always asked for donations and everything. And most of us it's our passion. So we make sure that half of what the egg sells for or donated for goes back to the artist. And they also get a stipend to start the process. I think it was $75 in 2019.
Natalie. How much does Egg Harbor Village contribute to the project annually?
That's a little bit up and down depending on what's going on. The last time we had extravaganza, they donated $10,000, which, you know, takes all of the egg building, but it takes the marketing and it takes a lot of money just to get it off the ground for as big a project as it is.
Okay, with that, that's our 5 minutes. Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, is that me or? Oh, can we not have that there? Okay, so time to vote. Don't forget online to please put your votes in too. And just a reminder, everyone knows it's one vote per team if you're on a team. We have an emergency assignment for you. Oh, I don't know. Okay, how are we doing on votes? Do we have them all about in?
Are there any more ballots? If you have a ballot, would you wave it at me? All right, thank you.
Okay, everyone, we've got quite a bit to cover on the business update. So if everyone could quick come back to your seats. We do have a slightly bigger than normal update for the business update. So we will try to go fast, but we had a number of topics that were time sensitive. We wanted to make sure everyone heard, but we'll try to do our best to get done close to our commitment. So I'm going to give a brief update on the 100 Who Care Alliance Leadership Conference that I just attended. Anne's going to share exciting news about the Richard Schultz Family Foundation and a couple other updates. And once we get through those, it'll give the gals time to count the ballots, and then we can announce the main award. So with that, we're going to go right into it. I had to put on my glasses so I could read my notes. So Paula Latta, who's also a board member, is on Zoom with us tonight. She's traveling. So she and I were in Nashville last week for a 100 Who Care Alliance conference. It was a great 2.5 days. We learned a lot. We let a lot of many talented, dynamic women who were running other 100 Who Care giving circles throughout the United States. So I just wanted to share a couple observations from that. So Paul and I got together on this and came up with some of our highlights. We could talk a lot about it, but we'll spare you and just do the highlights. So first, the outside perspective was fantastic. And it was a really good reminder of how much all of us in this room can be proud of. We learned a lot of good things happening relative to other circles. And it was also a really good time to reflect back on our amazing co-founders, both Peggy Rennick and Ann Morgan. They had the talent and the energy to market and grow the organization, but also put all the great processes in place, not to mention the awesome website. Thank you, Ann Morgan. Yay. So not only our size, but our impact and our structure, and also our consistent processes, it's helped us keep this organization growing. And what we found is that we actually have a lot of the best practices out there. So I know Paul and I both felt really proud to represent Door County. We also found out that our organization is a little unique in a really good way. Number one, we are a 501c3, which offers us a lot of opportunity to get some of the benefits of that status. And also the splitting of the awards is quite unique to us. And that is something that our membership voted on. And especially with the membership as large as ours, to be able to split that money out and award everyone who's participating, we think is a great model. And as well as, and Ann talked about this, the other Ann talked about this, but the support from our wonderful sponsor, Yenny and Spot, and also the Door County Community Foundation. We found that a lot of times the community foundations were actually not able to support the giving circles. So we're excited about that. And then the second thing we were just reminded of is the bigger picture relative to the 100+ movement. And, you know, we're part of something that's really changing what it means to be a philanthropist. And so Paula actually said this. The quote was, "You don't have to be Bill Gates to be a philanthropist." And Paula said, "You don't have to be Melinda Gates to be a philanthropist." So kudos to Paula. Yay. And that these giving circles like ours are really helping fill the gap between the giving and the need, and that together we really can do more. And it really shows the power of when each one of us contributes that $100, suddenly it becomes a big number, and in a very short period of time. So third is the connectivity, and that the 100+ Alliance and our nonprofits are key for connections and relationships, and they have a positive impact on our local community. And lastly, you never know who will be moved to do more and to participate. And I'll share a little bit more on this later. So at the conclusion of the conference, and I didn't do it justice, but the highlights for the time we had, it was kind of exciting because we did what they call a pop-up giving circle. And so local Nashville nonprofits were pitched and narrowed down to the top 3. We then voted, and thanks to the Richard M. Schultz Foundation, we awarded $10,000 on the spot. And it was kind of fun. We recorded a video with lit tambourines, and we are going to send that video to the nonprofit to share the good news with them. They were all about surprising the nonprofit, so that was the surprise. So real brief summary, but just so much to be proud of that we're doing, and that the movement is doing throughout the United States as well as globally. And you'll hear a little bit more later. But with that, I'm going to pass it over to the other Ann, and she's going to tell you more about the Richard M. Schultz Foundation.
Thank you, Ann. Okay. So Best Buy founder and emeritus Richard Schultz founded this charitable organization. And as part of that, they've now partnered with the 100 Who Care Alliance. And they've created a matching grant for whoever receives the main award. And you have to qualify for it. They have criteria that have to be met, but it's up to $5,000. And we are happy to say the Sue Baldwin Fund was able to apply for it. They were our first quarter main award recipient, and they will receive a $5,000 check in May. So we're congratulations to them. So very exciting. And, you know, this is just a great way to amplify our giving. And as far as we know, it's going to continue on. So we're pretty excited about that. Um, 100+ Women Who Care was nominated for the Golden Hearts Group Volunteers of the Year Award. I really have to read when I say that. It's a mouthful. So a shout out to Katie Harding. Where are you, Katie? Yeah. For nominating us. All the groups in this category were considered winners. The judges couldn't decide. So as a result, we're going to receive $100 that we're going to put towards this night's awards. So well done, Katie. Thank you very much. Woo. So thinking about this award, I was just reflecting upon it, right? Because so all of us show up in so many ways for our community. And some of the things that came to mind, I just want to share with you. So volunteering to help, and you do this all the time throughout the community, but you also do it through the 100+ WWC. And the ways you do that are volunteering to help at our giving circles and our events. serving on one of our teams. We have the vetting team, web, giving circle, membership, PR marketing, or social teams, nominating a nonprofit and presenting a nonprofit, showing up at meetings, either in person or virtually, and voting. Doing your homework and learning about these nonprofits so that you can advocate for them. Paying your donation towards the awards. That's huge. Just out in the community, telling others why the 100+ WWC and the nonprofits are important to you, and encourage them to join us to increase our impact. And just, volunteering at the nonprofits, just visiting them. All these ways are things that you're doing to show up our community. And, as I thought about it, I was just like, I'm really proud to be in this giving circle with all of you. So well done. Give yourselves a round of applause. And along the line of volunteering, I wonder where Gloria is. Oh, right there. Hi, Gloria. Can you come up here for a minute, please? So Gloria, she joined the 100+ WWC in 2018 and started helping. I don't think she had a choice. She started helping us right away. And so thank you for that. And she's been instrumental in building the infrastructure for the planning committee that organizes these events. Great project manager. Really, it was great because she's like, okay, we have our planning meeting. She'd walk us through and we're like, oh yeah, okay, thank you. Good job. And then also the membership really helped get that organized so that that's running smoothly. So we really appreciate everything she's done to get those things in place. So great job, Gloria. And Gloria, she's going to stay on as a member, but she's going to step off of the leadership team. And did I mention she was also served on the board for 2 years? I don't think I did that. So yeah, in her spare time, she was helping us with that. So anyway, she is a master gardener and she's putting that to good use already, volunteering with projects in the community. And it's a joy to hear her talk about gardening. So ask her about it. She's very excited and we wish her all the best in her new ventures. And we just want to thank you for all of your hard work. And we have a little something for you for your gardening pursuits and maybe a garden party. Hang on a second. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Gloria. There you go. Thank you so much. All right, so some leadership team changes. Susie Cotter joined our board this in January, and also Gretchen, who I think we all know Gretchen now, right? I don't know where she is right now. Gretchen, are you in here? Well, we all know. There she is. There she is. Yeah. So Gretchen, she's doing a great job being the Giving Circle coordinator. Appreciate that work. And Beth Bauer, she's hiding back. Oh, yeah, they're both hiding back there. Beth Bauer joined us as a membership coordinator. So, whatever your interests are, if you would like to get involved and help us out, the more the merrier, please just reach out to us. Let us know what your interests are and how you'd like to contribute. We'd love to hear from you. So we have given 200, this is since inception, July of 2018, 295,500 over 16 quarterly events. Good job. And that's to 38 local nonprofits, 38. So every time it's 3 more. So that's awesome. And when you look at the slide, you see the difference in numbers between the $100 gifts versus the number of givers. And that's because we offer teams. That's something unique about our chapter. And tonight, well, wait a second. I don't know if I updated the slide. I think we actually have 357 givers. And I think a couple people, didn't a couple people start tonight? I think a couple people joined tonight. So we're doing really well. So thank you, everybody. And when you think about our philanthropic impact, who are we benefiting? Who's benefiting from this? You know, so many different people. I mean, women, men, kids, seniors, veterans, artists, dogs, cats, birds, parks, social and human health services. It's not on there. There's quite a few more that we probably are missing, but our communities and us, right? You know, you do good and you feel good, right? So, oh, here, well, I know there are new members. Could you all stand? Any new members that are here tonight? Here's a list of the ones I knew of. Oh my gosh, Lou! We have our banner that we use during the parade up here. So even for members that aren't new, if you haven't signed it, there's some markers up here on your way out. Feel free to add, we'd love to have you add your name. So it's a fun banner. And there's also business cards up here to help spread the word. We appreciate everybody. A lot of people that joined tonight were referrals. So thank you so much. Oh, my favorite slide, my button slide. So this is the home page on our website, and see the red buttons, join us, nominate a nonprofit, and donate. It's so easy. Just give somebody the card or take a card, go to our website, and they can join, or you can easily nominate a nonprofit. We'd like to encourage that. And if you want to make a donation via credit card, there's the link. So great spot. And we wanted to show you that on our homepage, we've added member info up there. So we're trying to consolidate anything that, you know, really member relevant in one place. So you can look for that as well. Oh, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Faye.
My name is Faye Germain. I have a co-chair of our social leadership team who couldn't be here tonight, and that's Susie Cotter. But I just want to introduce my team, which is Katie Harding, Amy Jennings, Donna Michalowski, Joan Cram, and Rebecca Kavanaugh, who couldn't be here tonight. And we're always looking for new members, and I know that you put your name down. Thank you. I've got sign-up sheets for that if you'd like to join our team. We just meet a few times a year and try to come up with fun ideas that we can do outside of this room. Speaking of that, there's some signups in back. We've made contact with the owners of the new winery that's south of town, and they're going to host a private event for us. We've got a sign-up sheet for that. TAP, the Third Avenue Players Theater, is going to offer us a backstage tour, which I think would be delightful, and we have a date. Again, there's a sign up for that. Also, now that we feel it's safe, there's some movies we'd like to go to. And the new Downton Abbey movie is coming out mid-May. So I don't have a sign up because they can't tell me what date it's coming, but we'll send you all an email and that'll be fun. And then also in the middle of July, Where the Crawdads Sing is coming out. And I think most people in this room have read that book. That was delightful. It was really, really good. But what we really want to talk about, and here's my co-chair, Susie, in the picture with me, is that we really would like to get 100 women to march in the parade on the 4th of July, right here in Egg Harbor. So it's really easy. And I know we all like to get our steps in. So that is the way to do it. And it'll be easy. And, you know, we're going to pass out candy. We'll be wearing our member t-shirts and just make our presence known. And we can just talk to people as we go along the route. So please consider that. It's just an hour and a half of your afternoon. And I know a lot of people entertain and you're going to have a picnic before the fireworks, but give it some thought. I think that's it in a nutshell. Thank you. Lots of sign-up sheets. Sign up, sign up, sign up. Thank
Thank you, Faye. So Faye has the fun pictures and I have the boring slides. Hold on. It's always like that. So, so here's my graph. So just real quick, 2 slides, just to remind everybody that we are keeping track of the nonprofits in the hat and how long they've been in the hat. So you can see we're up to 19. It was great. We had 6 new nominations this quarter. So that was fantastic. And then the next slide, we are keeping track of the age in the hat, and it pretty much stayed the same from last quarter to this quarter. 2 of the nonprofits actually who spoke today were actually had just been put in the hat, so our number didn't go down too much. I always hope for the old ones being pulled. But anyway, we're taking a look. Okay, so also I have Anne's button slide. It's the other Anne's button slide with the nominate. So each quarter you do hear me, say, hey, don't forget, nominate a nonprofit. It's important. But one of the things I was reminded at the 100 Who Care Alliance was all the other reasons that nominations are so impactful. And one of the big ones, and there were some nonprofits who spoke at the conference, but just a reminder that for nonprofits, fundraising is expensive and time consuming. And so one of the really nice things about the Giving Circle model like ours is the application is easy and it requires relatively little time for the nonprofits. So it frees them up to focus on their core mission, which what they hope is not fundraising. And then in addition to that financial reward, don't forget that the nomination raises awareness for the nonprofit, and it often has a multiplier effect. It can generate more direct donations for the nonprofit and also potentially participation in future fundraising events. And the power of talking it up and spreading the word is important. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, as well as potentially future volunteer support. So in sum, you can maybe hear that this has been a common theme for tonight's meeting, partly because of the conference that Paul and I were just at, but also Anne, the other Anne, was at the volunteer fair last week. And so she was getting kind of some of that same messaging, and just a reminder of how many great nonprofits there are in our local community and how much support that they need from us. So, specific, talk to your neighbors and friends, be an advocate, share your passion and your voice, be service ambassadors, get hands-on with it. And remember, it's not just that financial impact. And also stay connected, share posts and events, share the results. It's important, and it's something that we can all do. And it's that multiplier effect. It's like that amplifier effect that Ann Morgan was talking about with the Schultz Award. So anyway, just a reminder, and go ahead and make your nominations. Okay, so with that, I'm very happy to present Sherry Muchler, who is a member of 100 Women Who Care, and she is here to talk about Lakeshore CAP's Cradle to Career program. And you may remember they were the main award recipient a little over a year ago. And so she's here to give a brief update on their results and how the award money was used. So welcome to Sherry.
I have to say it is really easy to nominate someone. I'm here because I nominated Lakeshore CAP Cradle to Career, and they were selected and they won the primary award. Lakeshore CAP is pretty much a tri-county company, or nonprofit, I should say, but the dollars that you gave went 100% to Door County for the Cradle to Career program. About 8 years ago, a number of community members gathered together to decide what we were going to do with pregnant and parenting families with children under the age of 5 in Door County. And those nonprofits included Door County Public Health, the United Way, Door County Department of Human Services, Healthy Families, NWTC. I know I'm forgetting some. We Are Hope. And they met and decided to form Cradle to Career. The hallmark of Cradle to Career is that it's a case management program. Our case manager is Chris Miller. She wanted to be here tonight to thank you for your contributions because of what it's been able to do for her clients. Chris Miller provides client-centered case management and comprehensive services to increase self-sufficiency, and not just financial, but a lot of it is financial self-sufficiency and family well-being at no cost to her clients. She meets with each client when she does intake, and she does goal planning with them to decide what their needs are. Often their needs are basic needs, and basic needs like feeding her child, providing services, medical services for her child or his child, as the case may be. But primarily her clients are single females with children under the age of 5. She also works with them on making sure that they get an education. So works with a lot of her clients if they haven't completed their high school education, and how do you get a GED? How can we get you this education in order for you to go back to school? Can we get you into NWTC, into a program there so that you can get a job that helps you earn more money so that you can become more self-sufficient? She continues to collaborate with those community partners that helped us when we first began, and they've grown because there are a lot of organizations, as you heard today, that provide nonprofit service to the people of Door County. So I just want to close by sharing a Sally story with you. Sally is not an actual name of a person, but Sally's story is characteristic of all of Chris's clients that she works with. Sally began working with Chris in 2018. She had a newborn and an older child. She left her job because she had a newborn, and she linked Sally with other Door County organizations to provide financial assistance for rental, which she was struggling with because she had to leave her job, and to help her with her bills. And ultimately, I'm not sure how long she worked with Chris, but ultimately she ended up going back to work full-time. And then she exited the program. Then came the pandemic. And in 2020, because of her children, she was missing a lot of work. She had an increasing need for financial stability to pay her bills. She got COVID. She needed rental assistance. She needed diapers. And Chris was able to help link her with organizations that could provide that for this mom. Then the discovery was that the infant that she had worked with had special needs. So Chris helped the mother access support services in the community to provide help for that infant with special needs, and referred her and was there when the mom intaked into the special needs program for that child. In 2021, you can imagine that Sally really began struggling with her mental health. And Chris was able to find support services and mental health for that mom, and she supported her making the connection. And because we were in the midst of COVID, Chris set up a Zoom link with the mental health counselor and a potential employer. And that brings us forward to 2022. Because of Chris's support for this young mom and her goal setting with the young mom, Chris was able to help facilitate a job change for her in an area that she really wanted to go into. And so here's what Sally had to say about Cradle to Career, but mostly about the case management that she received from Chris. When I first met Chris, I was stressed financially, mentally, and emotionally. I honestly feel that Chris is a part of my family. That is just how big of an impact her services and support has made in our lives. Trial and triumph. Chris has always been in my corner. I look forward to sharing more life victory moments with her guidance and support. And that's what Cradle to Career is all about. And that's what you supported when you chose Cradle to Career to receive the award. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Chris. We really appreciate all you're doing. Okay. Oh. Yay, the votes are in. Oh, yeah. She gave me a piece of paper. You just aren't seeing it. It's available for audit later. So the main award is going to Unity Hospice. Congratulations. And just a reminder that in addition, you'll get information, Unity, about applying for the extra match from the Richard M. Schultz Foundation. So you'll get more information about that. So congratulations to all of you. Everyone walks away with a check. Okay, so that brings us to the last section, which is the hat drawing. You'll be all relieved to know that we actually vetted the hat in advance. So you don't have to watch me struggle with the slips of paper. And so I don't know who vetted it, but they made sure, one of the members, oh, yes, and Natalie's giving a thumbs up, that everybody's in the hat. And I did highlight this time in blue, the 6 new nonprofits that were nominated this past quarter. Thought that'd be an easy way for people to see. So I'm thinking maybe if you're sitting in the front row, you might volunteer to pick one from the hat. Jan? So the first one is Open Door Pride, who was just nominated. The second one is, and they're all folded the same, just so you know. The second one is the Door County Partnership for Children and Families. And one more. And the last one is the Sister Bay Historical Society, which was also just nominated. So thank you for your help, Jan. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the other Anne.
I'm going to continue on here. Okay, our next meeting is July 18th outside Pegagan. Hope to see you there. And this was something that Angie and Paula came up with as they were brainstorming after the conference. Do good. That's what we're all about. Doing good, coming together to help our community. Do good. And we feel good about doing that. And we gather and we have fun with 100+ WWC. It's kind of catchy, right? Do good, feel good, gather, have fun with 100+ WWC. There's your elevator speech. So we'll leave you with this quote from Anne Frank. How wonderful that no one need wait a single moment to improve the world. That's awesome. So there's sign-up sheets back there for the social team has. We have a banner up here. If you haven't signed it, we'd love to have you sign it. There's stickers and there's business cards and there's what's that?
We'll do science. We'll do pictures with the nonprofits.
Oh yeah, pictures with the nonprofits. Yeah. What's that? Oh yeah, if you have a check, we'll catch it on the way out. How's that sound? Okay. Hey, thanks for your patience. Well, wonderful. Thanks for being here tonight.